Hey everybody, it's Sunday and we're live. Chris doesn't even know I did this. So
jeez.
Yeah. So I sneaked up on him because I totally ran out of time and I thought it would be funny to
Otherwise it was that close.
I thought it would be funny to do Chris like that.
You did me like that.
This beer is dedicated to my friend Jim. What? You have
That's
to
a
like
good looking hat.
I think it's a really cool hat. This beer is dedicated to my good friend Jamm Jimmy, who may have had one too many last night. I don't know. Chris, what have you been up to?
I took yesterday off.
Yeah.
Did a bunch of nothing. Took a little time off this morning. It's a beautiful day out.
It really is.
Unfortunately,
nice.
I missed that part of the day.
What do you mean?
I went out when it was windy and a little cold.
Oh.
And then I got home and it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
30 minutes later. But that's okay.
Yeah. So everybody is kind of still a little bit like out of sorts because we had a class and the shop is actually looks pretty good, but then we had to make a big mess today. Well, I had to make a big mess today because we were looking for one part that, as it turns out, was not anywhere where it should have been.
Mm-hmm. It was put away.
It was in a box. Yeah. it was a
which is unique for this shop.
Yes, it is. It's a bridge. No, it was a tailpiece that was not a Floyd Rose in the Floyd Rose box. Steve from Maximum Guitars just sent me a text, but I'll get back to Steve later on. So yeah. So hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. I know there's football and stuff, but we've got a bunch of cool stuff to tell you guys about. And yeah. So anyway, Mrs. Toast is not here. I don't know where she is.
Maybe she'll show up at like 5:45 again.
It is possible that
you guys must have gone on early.
It is possible that she lost track of time again. So
maybe she's in the
I don't know.
In her new workspace.
She was setting that up. So
was she? Okay.
Could very well be.
I hope so.
My beer looks a little bit flat. I think it was the way I poured it because the last time I did it, I made a big mess. You guys didn't see it because I was behind the camera, which is very rare for me.
Yeah. Thanks, by the way, for that.
Ryan Ellis said that was one of his favorite reveals ever because you were doing the talking and I could kind of chit chat behind the scenes a little bit. So yeah.
What was this?
What? Maybe you need a hat. It's like I should have bought you a hat.
You did buy me a hat.
Yeah.
I just never wear it.
I learned a little bit about this hat. Was a little big when I got it, and so I had to do some sizing. And
okay, my hat's a lot big.
Okay, well, man,
anyway,
I don't know.
Do you size it like my grandmother?
Wrap a tape measure around your head?
No, and just add stuff to the hat band, like anything she could find.
No, it comes with. So if I don't know very much about hats, I'm not a hat.
You're not a hattist.
I'm not a hat guy, but I'm trying to make. But I like hats. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more about hat. I personally like this flourish because a lot of people put like feathers and stuff, but I think
feathers.
Hard cash, cold hard cash never goes out of style.
How many feathers would you put in that?
I don't know.
One feather or two feathers?
Two feathers.
Feathers.
So anyway, so Joy says the hat works. So there you go. Let's see what else.
She wouldn't lie to you.
Joy has to put up with so much stupid crap from me. Like, hey, is it possible? I ask for some like ridiculous thing that is not doable, and how can you make? And she's like, well, Matt, don't be such a butthead. So yeah, and I'm a butthead. I get that. I'll own that. So do you know what I saw yesterday? If you guys follow us on social media, you will have seen what I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
I saw 500 gallons of Texas Toast. Of Odyssey Beer Works Texas Toast bourbon barrel aged red.
500 gallons.
Yeah, in great big kegs. It's cool, man. So it's really cool.
What are we going to do with the other 400 gallons?
402 gallons?
Yeah.
Well, so Odyssey Beer Works is
no, I meant because that 100 gallons is mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I have no doubt that it will be wildly. Well, first of all, it will be wildly popular because it's Texas toast. But secondly, B, it will be wildly popular because of what it is, which is a bourbon aged.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Cool. So 500 gallons.
Yeah. Doug Santaniello sent me $5 and said, I want that hat. Save it for me in 2 weeks. I'm not going to sell you my cool hat for $5, Doug. And I really like Doug.
I don't think that's what it was. I think that was just a down payment on a cool hat.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it definitely wasn't a tailpiece for a Doug guitar.
Quiet you. So we went to Odyssey Beer Works last night.
You did.
Yeah. Well, that's right. So a lot of us went to Odyssey Beer Works last night and had a lot of fun. And if you follow us on social media, some people were asking who's the blonde. That is Jim and Leslie's daughter-in-law, and she's lovely and precocious. And so yeah, someone was like, "Is that Jim's wife?"
Oh, okay.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
that's not.
Yeah.
So,
and it was.
I mean, Jim was a smooth operator, but yeah, he's with Leslie.
Tell what the event was last night?
You bet. Yeah, you bet.
It was drag queen bingo.
That's right.
As it turns out, she is not a drag queen. Last
No.
time you were there, you had a picture. You got your picture taken.
I did
with a drag queen.
I did,
and it was obvious that was a drag queen.
And I would again.
I wasn't, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking that it was somebody you knew.
Well, you haven't, and you've only met her that one time,
just the one time.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, I was like,
but so anyway, we went to Odyssey Beer Works and we're hanging out with.
She's not a drag queen.
No. Well, not that I know of.
Not last night.
Not performing. I'm sure that she's not. Well, anyway, look, listen.
We're gonna dig a hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop digging.
We may have already dug it.
When you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. So we were at Odyssey Beer Works last night, having a great time, and talking with Chris, and we have everything firmed up for the Texas Toast Gridman party.
Gridman.
Yeah.
Man, it's almost Gridman time, isn't it?
It almost is. And
I love Gridman. I
talked with, so I kind of jumped the gun a little bit the last time I was here. But since last Sunday, I have firmed up with all of the other members of Hawkatech. It's 2 guys. All of the other members of Hawkatech, we are on for a blistering 28 minutes of, punching sonic punches in the face. And I told Jim last night that that's the good news. The bad news is he has to follow us. So yeah, I'm not saying that if anybody can do it, it's going to be Jim with a leopard print guitar, but I'm just throwing it out there. We're going to do everything we can to be a tough act to follow. And I know that Jim, do you like to be, when do you like to go on? If there's 2 bands, which do you like?
If there's just 2 bands, it really doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
At that point.
What if there's 3? Do you like to go?
If the bands are different enough.
Yeah.
If it's, yeah.
What if there's 3 bands? You like to be first or last or Lucky Pierre?
It depends. There's so many things that go into all of that.
I'm Lucky Pierre all the time. That's where I live. Yeah.
Okay.
If we can be that. If we can be the middle spot, that's
fine. Yeah. If there's 3 bands, if there's 5 bands, I don't want to be the last band and I don't want to be the first band. But other than that, I don't really care. Especially if the event starts at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
We got bands all night long.
Doug is insistent that he wants this hat. I should just order one of these hats for Doug.
Yeah, that really seems like the way to go. Yeah.
And Jim says he's bringing the thunder. Hey, by the way, I had
guests
and special guests. That's right, to include Chris, the Anvil Fesker. That's the new thing I'm working on. I don't know if it's going to stick. I don't know that
I want to be the Anvil.
Now, well, what's wrong with that?
That always brings up visuals of Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yeah.
And he was kind of a tubby guy with a stiletto.
He was a bad man.
And a pink wrestling onesie.
Okay. Well, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
Richard says, here's to the end of a productive week and bases in the making. That's right. And Richard, I got your note about adding the P-base pickup, which I don't see a problem with. I just haven't had a chance to return a lot of emails.
Is it P-base or is it P-base?
P-base, yeah. So Richard wants to have, there's talk of adding a P-base pickup to his Texas Toast prostitute base. So yeah. So I was asking everybody, as you guys know, from the title of the live stream, we're going to be talking about new stuff today. Matt's new hat and Chris Fesker Adventure Punk, says Joe. We're going to be talking about a lot of the other new stuff. We've already talked about the Odyssey Beer Works beer. But one of the things that's happening quite a bit faster than I thought was humanly possible is the new website is happening. And I was asking some people, I kind of think that I want to redo a bunch of the classic videos that I shot at the Legacy shop, my house, because I think that would be cool, and then that way people don't go, well, where's this weird brick wall that isn't here in your new big facility? Remember when
I think we should just construct a fake brick. Ooh, let's go get some of that.
Yeah, some phony baloney brick.
Yeah, paneling that one of our pizza places has.
Yeah.
Just put that up and go, hey, everybody, it's Matt.
Hey, everybody.
We're back in the old shop again.
Remember when we were in the old shop, and even before we moved into the new space, people were like, oh, it looks a lot bigger on YouTube.
People even said that around, because you didn't really want anybody to know for a long time that it was basically your garage.
Yeah.
So you'd shoot angles that didn't include a garage door or tracks. And then people would come over and they'd be like, I always kind of figured it was, going to be this, but it looks bigger on video. Yeah.
Now that we have the new space, nobody says it looks bigger on, they're like, because it's cavernous. It's positively gigantic.
Well, yeah, now that, we're not really utilizing this space, the original new shop space.
And that's going to change before the Mike Learn class.
Yeah, well,
it's more space.
Kind of nice that we haven't just overwhelmed this space already. But it doesn't, it's not jam-packed with stuff anymore. Everything, and we have room to move around and expand even if we have to.
I think I want to redo, like there's a couple videos that I definitely want to redo, not all of them because there's like 800 videos. But I want to
start at the beginning. Get Eric Slater to come over and we'll redo In the No and we'll go from there.
Everything is brand new.
Yeah.
No, I think that I think I want to redo the pin router video and okay, I have my glasses on and I just glanced down and Diego says, how about Long Dong Fesker? I probably shouldn't have used
that. That's probably not gonna, because that's just gonna be a disappointment.
Don't give away
for a lot of people.
Don't give away the magic. Let it be.
That's like when somebody says, because I'm a good guy. That usually means they're not a good guy.
They're a butthead.
Yeah. And it's the same with talking about things like that.
Yeah. So let's jump back into the new website and some of the things that will be different. I think that having like some almost like website exclusive videos might be a cool thing. Like that's just where they live. They'll be hosted by YouTube, but that's where they are, And I think that like a pin router video, because I'm kind of the pin router guy. I look around here and like there's not a lot of tools that I don't know what to do with. I know everybody thinks that like that you are the only one allowed in the paint room and I can't, pull a paint gun off the wall without wrecking it. But the fact
I don't think anybody thinks that.
Well,
anyway, it's a good story.
But the fact of the matter is that like the pin router is still my favorite place to be. That's kind of like a sanctuary spot for me. And I look over at what you're capable. So when we first started, we didn't have a CNC machine, and now we do. I don't know how that works. Yeah. Like you sit down and go, and then like a magic thing happens, and like a piece comes out. I know how the pin router works, and I know, you know, and I almost think too that I have kind of rediscovered some of the old tricks that the old school guys did with the pin router, because I've been using it for so long. I hazard to say that I might have as many hours as anybody alive on the pin router. That's probably not true. How many hours do you think I personally have on the pin router?
I'd say well over 1 million.
Easily over 1 million. Yeah. Several lifetimes.
A couple 100,000?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet you there's
any of those numbers.
But. No. But I mean, if you took like every single minute and added it up of time I was on the pin router, I know it would be a big number.
Yeah.
Now, not like what some guy working in a factory 8 hours a day, puts up there, but I feel very I love the pin router, and it's my favorite tool. So I'd like to make a new video about that. What say you?
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still up for that new Eric Slater video too.
Well, and I think Eric Slater would be up for it.
He would be. Yeah, maybe he could get back some of the fire.
I wonder how many people watching right now have seen the very, very first YouTube video we ever put up. It was our friend Eric who came over and just sang a little song with one of the guitars we had just put together.
Yeah, he was singing it before you filmed it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then you turned on the camera and he kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit
nervous about it. But it was so funny.
That guitar went to Brad Davis from Fu Manchu. And lots of people wanted to play it because it was kind of our first. Brad wanted a Telecaster, and we had not made a bunch of Telecasters at that time. That was 6 or 8 years ago. However many years? It was a long time ago. And yeah, it was really funny. So I don't know who's watched that, but if you've watched the very first, the OG Texas Toast video, let me know in the comment section. That would be a cool thing. Anyway, so back to the website. We're gonna have two portals, or I don't know what the words are, but maybe Joey will chime in. There's two things you can click on. One is if you want to buy a guitar, and like a Challenger or a Kaiser Blade or a Prostitute, or what else is? Are we offering anything? Are we offering the Daily Driver, or is that kind of like not a thing anymore?
Well, I mean, we can. I don't know. We make several of those a year.
Yeah.
In classes and we.
Well, and that's the other place that you'll be directed to. If you want to buy a guitar, you can go there. And if you want to come out here and take a class, you'll be directed to our new thing, which it's the same classes with a new name, with a new twist. And that is Wood, Sweat, and Beers, which is the Texas Toast Guitar Building Workshops.
Yep.
So you can go to that and you can sign up for any of the classes. There'll be a little calendar there too. So I don't know how to do that stuff. So that was something I wanted. And so that's going to be a deal. Speaking of new, there are so many new classes, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the death of you and I. just the sheer number of these things. You know what I mean?
In an effort to make each one slightly better than the last, it seems that you and I work harder with each and every class, which is not a bad thing. But I got home last week after one of the days, and I was like, I did a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And
the guys who were at the class did a whole lot of stuff too.
Yeah. And really, it should just be you and me just sitting there barking orders. Not really. That's
okay. I say this a lot when everybody comes out here. I'm like, when you look on the wall and see what I did after 5 months at Roberto Venn and look at what you guys did in 5 days, one of the reasons is because at Roberto Venn, they like showed you how to do it, and then they kind of walked away. And if it took you the rest of the week to do it, then that's what it took. They also made you sand, like we're going to sand up 800 or what, some silly thing. And I think a lot of that was just like, hey, get out of my hair here, buddy.
Busy work.
Yeah, it was a busy work.
Yeah.
Plus we built more than one guitar there, but that's a whole nother thing. Speaking of the class, really good group of guys.
Yeah, really great.
I think that some of them will return for the paint the guitar you made class in March.
There was lots of talk of that.
Which
is really cool. still a little nervous about that.
Well, I was wondering maybe you and I should run a test of that.
Okay.
You know, like, okay, all we have to do is between now and that class, get a week where we don't have anything else going on, and then just do it.
Yeah. Piece of cake.
I think it's going to be great. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these people return with their guitars and see what they get once it has finish on it. So,
yeah. We've done a class kind of like that. So I think we can do it. And it's one of those, because some of these early classes I was kind of nervous about, going into those as well. Yeah. So it'll all work out.
We've actually got one of those classes coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Paint with Mike Learn. And that is going to be, for those of you who don't know, there are 8 of the craziest, wildest, most fun guys coming out to that class.
Oh, I thought you were going to say craziest, wildest guitars.
Oh, well, that too.
There's 10 of those.
Yeah. Would you bring me one too, Chris? So the guys who are coming out to the class, I think I know everybody, and they're all just these outrageously awesome dudes. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of hangovers. I'm planning on having one almost daily. Hey, this is a milk.
That's the wrong one.
Milk stout. I don't know what
wrong one.
Thank you. And
you would like it, but
I was talking to Mike Learn and some of the guys about it. I'm like, the first couple of days, it's just going to be me checking out while you guys paint with Mike, because Chris and I have worked to get these. Thank you, Chris, to get the all the pre-game stuff ready, and they're going to be awesome.
Did you say worked?
Yes, I did.
I'll add a 4th work to that.
There was a lot of effort.
There's 4 works.
Yeah,
going into that class.
So let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
And so we were at Odyssey yesterday. We were talking about the Odyssey Beer. We will be we're going to be at the Odyssey Beer Works for the inaugural. Have we ever had a Cridman party before?
No.
We used to have a thing called Texas Toast
we did have a
Days.
Cridman party at Flipside, the Great American Guitar Store.
That's right. So this is our 2nd annual skipping a year Cridman party.
Let's blame it on
Ike.
society.
Yeah, I blame it on Ike. So the Christmas party is December 10th. And it's going to be crazy fun. But if you can't make, and everybody's invited. If you guys are going to be or you want to just come out just for that. In fact, I think a couple of people might do exactly that, which would be great fun.
That would be awesome if somebody showed up that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Or even if you were expecting them.
And
that was the only reason
they battle the lines at the airport or whatever and get out here.
Just for our Cridman party.
Yeah. So there's going to be that, but if you can't make it out, you'll be able to buy the Texas Toast bourbon barrel aged red in 6-packs or cases, I think, and they'll ship to you. So
that's cool.
Yeah, like
nothing
through one of those
than booze to your door.
Yeah, through one of those services that ships alcohol to you. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so that pretty much covers that. And there, I don't know, but there might be drag queens there. I have no idea. We'll see. We're going to find out. By the way, that culminates at the last class of the year, which is a Build a Classic Fender, culminates at Odyssey Beer Works at the Texas Toast Christmas
party. So we're going to do the Friday reveal.
Yeah, and then we're just going to shag ass over to the
and head over to
That's the plan. Should be fun. Anyway, okay.
Uber will be busy that night.
Uber's going to be busy. And then let's see. So we've already talked about the website. We've talked about some of the things that's going to be cool about the website. And I know I've already told you guys this, but the Challenger is going to be front and center in our kind of brand identity, because that's the guitar that you and I want to make the most of.
It is. Yeah.
So,
and it's fun making a bunch of other stuff, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. There needs to be more of a focus on Texas Toast as a brand, not Texas Toast as a builder.
I think that's what happens. Thing. And so many people have told me this. Jim was actually, he said, before I met you guys, I went to your website and I looked around and it was just like a bunch of one-off stuff that you didn't have anything. And I'm like, well, what do they do? So we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to divest ourselves from that and say, look, this is the guitar model that we make. And you guys have told me too, hey, Paul Reed Smith spent the first decade just making really one guitar. And that's cool that you would put us into the same category as Paul Reed Smith, because we're not as big as Paul Reed Smith. No, it should be obvious. We have cooler hair.
Well, you do.
Well, yeah. So yeah, new website's going to be great. New beer is going to be great. What other new classes? I think that the Fabric Top class, as well as the 3-day like essential guitar workshop, is going to be very, very cool. Because in that class, you make the body, and we do a little bit of paint work. The neck is a licensed neck, and you leave with a guitar that's fully operational, ready to go.
Yeah. And
the coolest thing about it, I think, is that if you take that class one time, you can take it again as many times as you want.
I don't remember the percentage.
For half price.
Really? Half price?
Yeah. I know. I try to throw Chris a junk ball every so often.
I was like, I think it's half. No, it can't be half. That
can't be.
That's too good of a deal.
Absurd.
I just lost a shoe.
You lost your shoe?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's too good of a deal. And I'm like, maybe it's 25% off. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, it's half off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll forget it before the next time you lob that softball at me again.
Do you know why we're able to do that?
Because we're cool.
Because we're cool, and because of the industry support that we are getting from a lot of other people, like the good people at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Guys, if you're in the Denver area, please check out Flipside Music. If you act quickly and you're in Denver, you can check out the Legacy Shop, because it won't be long before they're into the new space, right?
I hope so.
I mean, that's what Ike says. So yeah, we have every reason to believe him. If you haven't checked out their YouTube page, they have a thing where they do a What the FAQ every week, and you can put in questions, and some of them are actually pretty good. One of them is about hardware. Maybe we should talk about that a little bit. The question that someone asked was, is it worth upgrading my hardware on my, I don't know, whatever it is, guitar.
Okay.
So like that, things like that happen all the time over there, and those guys are pretty good. They should really have us on for those questions, but yeah. So I'd also like to thank, here's one. Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, he just sent me a text, or maybe it was an email, and I just came through on my phone. Steve has a set of templates that we have the classic. Like so if you come out to build a classic Telly or build a classic Strat or build a classic Fender, whatever it is that you want to do, we have the what you think of when you think of a classic Telly. So it's got the pick guard, it's got the one pickup, the little pickup in the neck, and the angled pickup in the bridge. And then we've also got a set of Strat templates, and that's, again, pick guard and 3 single coils. The cool thing is, if you want to do something different than that, you just call Steve and order the template that has like I want 2 humbuckers, chunk, and it fits on, and it uses the same indexing pins, and it's perfect every time. And all the other stuff that you have, or that you want, that's from the classic series, we already have. So it's a way that we figured out how to do it a little more, to make custom things a little easier for you. And we rely on Steve to kind of make that happen. So Steve at Maximum Guitar Works is a good buddy of ours. Look to see Steve very, very soon. I'm not going to be surprised. It is likely we'll see Steve in the next week or 10 days. Maybe you guys will be along too. We got another super chat here from Doug Santaniello again. I think this is about the hat.
Yeah. He's $15 into this hat.
Yeah. He's,
or a hat.
Well, super chats don't. We have to pay for those. So yeah,
that's true.
I should probably just buy Doug a hat.
Yeah.
Okay. So then he says, okay, the second half of the Dangerous Brothers is going to be there for the fabric. Oh, right. So the Dangerous Brothers are going to be there for
both Dangerous Brothers.
Those guys are so
fabric top.
Everybody who comes to a workshop here at Texas Toast, it really is a fraternity. Like when you're here, you know what I mean. You get.
It's cool being a part of it and seeing guys come in and come together, because there's guys from all over the U.S.
from literally from Florida to Alaska.
Yeah, and all points in between, and they come together and they sit down and they sort of hang out, and then pretty soon you start sort of seeing these kind of friendships and camaraderie happening, and they just all become guitar buddies. Even if it's only guitars, that's what we're bonding over, and everybody's in on something really good time.
Yeah. But they're kind of like in the inner circle. They're in not the inner circle of what Chris and I are about, but the inner circle of what all of the workshop people kind of have in common. And it's a really neat thing.
Yeah, and guys bring different skills to the table. And even though they may not know a lot about building guitars, they may know something about something else that's pertinent, or even if it's not. But it's really cool to watch everybody come together and enjoy each other's company over the course of 5 days. And like the Dangerous Brothers, those guys didn't know each other at all.
No, and now it's the world of danger, as far as I'm concerned.
2 or 3 days in, those guys are sitting across from each other, sharing airbrushes and talking about how they're going to come to the next class. It is a really neat thing. And guys, come in and they can't wait to come back. And this class, there were 5 guys. I guarantee 3 of them said they were absolutely going to come back.
Yeah.
The other 2 said they were hoping to come back.
Yeah. And it's not because Chris and I are such badasses. It's because there's something going on here that you and I have kind of just scratched the surface of. There's a whole magic of like the guys who come out here and the stuff that they make and where they go from here. And it's a really, really cool fraternal kind of thing. And I had no idea that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's for me, it's really rewarding.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Rewarding when somebody comes back, and they come back, and in some ways their personality even blossoms more, because the first time they were here, they might have been a little shy, or something like that. But the second time, it's a completely different thing. And the third time, and the fourth time,
all bets are off.
Stand back.
We have never had a female participant, and I think that this is kind of a male-dominated thing, and so I would love to have.
We should do a women specific.
Now that would be a good idea, actually.
I don't know that the one problem with the women specific class is that you and I are not.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, that's true.
We might be able to do something like that.
Yeah, because you don't want to be like so. Here, I think what happens is when it's a male dominated kind of scene, and you get a lady that comes out and wants to be here. She becomes a feature, and it's like kind of the whole dog thing where I need to go and smell that lady's butt, or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about, how dogs do. You don't have to be a female dog to do, but yeah, I don't know how you get past that, but I'm sure that one day we will have a lady come out that wants to take the class, and maybe she'll come out with,
I know how she does it.
How?
She walks in 5 minutes late and punches the biggest dude right in the face. Oh no, it's prison. It's prison.
So far, you're the biggest guy here today, right now.
I'm the biggest guy.
Yeah, you're bigger than I am.
Why I got to be big?
Because you're a lot stronger and bigger than I am.
No,
yeah, you're just
not. Let's say we're the same.
You're like made for you're like
in the face,
built for battle. I'm kind of a wuss. Yeah. So anyway,
I don't want to get punched in the face.
I'm not saying. Look, it was your scenario.
Yeah.
So
There's always somebody bigger than both of us in every class.
That is absolutely true.
This last class,
everybody was
Dean
bigger
would be
than
getting
us.
punched
Yeah,
in the
Dean was
face.
going to get smacked in the gourd.
Right in the mouth.
Yep.
Yep.
One of these days.
Yeah. Oh, I meant Dale. Dale would have gotten punched.
Hey, man, you kicked the thing and it did something.
Sorry. I hit a box down there. It's okay.
So, but the camaraderie that is always developed by the classes is so much fun, and I really look forward to it.
Yeah.
This one coming up is going to be a crazy week. We're going to have to take like 2 or 3 days off at the end or at the beginning. I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out.
At the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of laughs though. I know that for a fact.
Yep. It's going to be really fun.
Okay. So we talked about that. We've got the, what do you think about the essential guitar building workshop?
I think it's cool. I think it's a cool class.
So you build a body, and the body wood comes from Dan and Calvin at Tone Wood Experts. All of the wood that we use for the Fender style classes, be it body wood or neck wood, comes from the guys over at formerly Guitar Wood Experts, now Tone Wood Experts. Link in the description below if you guys want a little bit of money off on your next order. Type in code Texas Toast 15, and I think that's still a valid code. I need to call Dan and get some more Swamp Ash because we are almost out. But imagine this. You want to come out and build I want to build a cool Strat. And so you have all your stuff, and you get here and you get to make the Strat body on the first day. And then you get to paint it like first part of the second day. And then, we start assembling stuff and checking frets and tweaking nuts and this, that, and the other. And then the third day, you bolt everything up and put strings on it, and you have a rad guitar.
Yep.
How cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
Yep. I don't know, because when we first started doing these workshops, we wanted to do a bunch of short duration things, a day.
Well, I think that's what we thought most people would be interested in, right?
But it turns out that everybody, right? Yeah. We know who we need at the Mike Learn class. Right? It's too late, but we need short, fat, long.
We really do, right?
But could you? Okay, wait. Just imagine if Paul was here, the craziness that would ensue. It would be nuts. He'd be like texting me at 2:00 in the morning from some karaoke bar, and I'm like, dude, yeah. So that has happened, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Spike the Frugal Fixer says Texas Toast Guitars got a package deal for a brother and sister. We don't right now, but I love that idea. What would you think about that? Yeah, like husband and wife, brother and sister, 2 chicks at the same time. I don't know what. Yeah, that didn't come out right. It came out exactly right. But that's funny the first time you hear it.
Threesome, foursome, even more some.
Even more some.
Yeah.
Spike, I'm not.
That song was actually running through my head. Some little snippets run through my head when I'm riding in the morning.
Sure.
And usually it's a very little snippet, and it's over and over and over and over. 10 seconds of song.
Spike, I'm certainly not. I'm not trying to talk smack about you or your kin. That just came into my head because I'm a moron.
Yeah.
That would be a neat thing, though. Valentine's Day, lovers.
Say I love you with a Texas Toast
with
guitar
a Texas Toast guitar workshop.
Yeah,
why not? Have a good time.
Yeah. I love you so much, baby. Let's go build 2 guitars.
Yeah, that's gonna go over like a BLT at a. I had it all worked out in my head and I lost it. Like a BLT at a kosher picnic. Yeah. Anyway,
because of the bacon.
That's right. That's right. Or you could be a BLT at a keto picnic because of the bread. Whatever. Have a good time. Okay. Do we have a reveal for this week coming up? I think we should. Yeah, I'm looking at 1 or possibly 2 that could be done. What do you think?
Yep.
All right. And then what about the Mike Learn guitar? So Mike,
work on that too.
Wouldn't it be cool to have like a reveal right before the class of that guitar? And then because the neck's not even shaped yet. So I have to
painted, headstock's painted, Neck's not shaved.
Well, remember because the guys coming out, that's what they're going to get.
Well,
they're not going to be painted, but they have to be sealed. So yeah.
But the headstock, it
will be painted before they start shaping the neck, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Going to be fun. Okay, so I forget. I'm totally like I'm so off track here. You should keep me on course.
Good luck. I don't know what your course is.
Yeah.
I don't Speaking of course, Flipside Music, Great American Guitar Store. They have courses there. You can take a guitar course.
Speaking of course, we want to remember to talk about Bitterroot guitars. John and Cheryl over there. If you guys have followed this channel and what we do for any amount of time, you will know that we use Bitterroot exclusively for truss rods and for a buttload of other stuff too. And if you guys want to use Bitterroot exclusively for truss rods and a buttload of other stuff too, you can get money off by typing in code TXTOAST at checkout, and you get 15% off. And John and Cheryl are the coolest people you will ever meet. Dean, who was here.
If you ever have 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes that you're not doing anything, call Bitterroot.
Yeah, because
Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl's a sweet lady, and she will just chat with you, and she's a super cool lady. Dean got a bunch of stuff from Bitterroot, and they shipped him non-locking tuners accidentally. And so he called them up, and she's like, "Well, I'll send you what you need right out." And so she sent it here to the shop. So yeah. Anyway, they don't mess around. And of course, we have a new sponsor, but I don't know how that works. It's Dylan McCurchie, Dylan Pickups, Dylan Talks Tone. You know him, you love him. He's got a thing set up where we can tell you guys to order stuff from Dylan and get you a discount there too.
Yeah.
But he's a sophisticated guy. And I don't know how it works. And I was supposed to call him, but I didn't because
we've been busy.
Well, and drunk.
You're allowed to take a day.
Yeah.
And that was yesterday. And today Sunday is
no, dude, I had to get a bunch of stuff going.
Well, but if you get a bunch of stuff done on a Sunday, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you don't get a bunch of things done, that's okay. Yeah. It's Sunday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Absolutely.
Sunday is for fun.
Having a good time. Yeah. And learn about history, having some food. I feel like I'm a little bit softer around the edges today than I normally am.
How so?
I don't know why. Maybe it's my hat.
Yeah. Stress level, you mean? Like coming off a class, a Sunday? Yeah.
I have a newfound patience for a lot of things based on a revelation or two that I've had in the last couple of months.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of softened our outlook on some stuff. There's things happen and you deal with them, and that's that. So
let's see what everybody's up to in the thing here.
The worldwide world of guitars.
I'm going to just scroll all the way up here. This is normally something that Carrie Ann does, but she's by the way, it's Carrie Ann's birthday tomorrow. Did you know that? No. She'll be 19.
21.
21. That's right. Let's see. I'm just kind of going through. Oh, so Joe asks, I'm sure he's talking about the classes. He wants to know, is there hazing?
No.
Not for new guys.
No.
But here's how almost everybody in the class is. If you're not there, they will only say good things about you. If you're there, they'll talk shit right to your face. That's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's sort of the code of the shop.
Yeah.
Is that everybody here is your friend, which is true. And you only talk shit when they're there to defend themselves. So
yeah, I think that's probably true. No, it's because of the fraternity.
Yeah.
No, there's none of that. I mean, besides the bare butt paddle.
But that's strictly optional.
Well, that happens. That's an after hours.
It's an after hours thing.
Yeah.
David Schwab says that I look good in the pimp hat. I don't see this as maybe it's the dollar.
It's the dollar. What's
bitch better have my money. Yeah.
Right.
Man, Maybe I'll put like a playing card in here. I don't know what. Yeah,
rolling deuce and a quarter.
I haven't figured out what how I want to adorn my my chapeau. That just happened.
Got an Asian girl in back. Got a Mexican girl on the other side. Got a white girl next to me.
That's the thing from what? I can't remember.
Sister got to walk. That was
Dave Chappelle. Bernie Mac. Yeah. TJ says he's looking forward to the new Texas Toast line of beer and hair care products.
Hair care. You don't want to know anything that I got to know.
The mats. You know, I see people selling merch and like the crazy stuff that they like coffees that are $50 a bag and you know, from Aspen. And
we could. That's what we should do next.
We could just we should
just rebrand some Kirkland.
Some chock full of nuts.
Yeah. I bought some stickers today for something, and so now I'm getting lots of ads for stickers and labels and stuff like that on Facebook. And we could just rewrap anything we want.
Anything we want.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. I knew a guy who was really into coffee, and he thought he wanted to have his own coffee brand, and he thought, well, a good way to start is to market my coffee, but just resell stuff I buy at Sam's Club. And
shit! I don't know where my brim is in the world.
It's not the worst idea to start with that. Yeah. Until you could get his roasters in line or whatever. I don't know, but with that, you're just double dipping on Kirkland.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. But so hair care products, matte shampoo.
A little bit of sawdust in every bottle.
A lot of sawdust in every bottle. Sean says he's the pimp cowboy in the hat. Somebody wanted to know if I had a horse parked outside. No. Where I grew up though, and this is still true to this day, there's a Dairy Queen, and Amarillo's not like little bitty, but there's a Dairy Queen. There's at least one Dairy Queen that has a hitching post. And there's a group of people that ride ponies there on Sunday, and they anyway.
Everybody knows cowboys love blizzards.
Everybody loves blizzard. I'll punch a baby for a blizzard. Yeah.
What kind of hat would you call that?
This is actually called something. It's got like a pencil rolled brim. It's I don't know. It's called a thing. It's an actual hat.
It's called a thing.
No, it's got a name. Yeah.
All right. Is it supposed to be a Western style hat?
No, I don't believe so. Okay. No. I mean, it might. Yeah, depending on who you are.
It doesn't jump out as Western.
No. It's just a fun hat. Yeah.
What's it made out of?
It's felt.
So you could actually shape the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, but this is don't mess around. Hey,
I'm just saying.
Watch the threads, baby.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not damaging it.
Yeah. Okay. Joe, pink guitar class for the lady. Come on. It doesn't have to be pink.
Nope.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Come on. You know that. Conan Mill says Matt going to tactical response classes does not make him a wuss. That was a real eye opener for me to go and hang out with James. He is a funny guy, and he still sends me stuff on Instagram. He sent me a deal, had all these guitar tuning machines, and it was a bunch of wires to cut like goat's milk soap. And he's like, "Hey, you should make these too." And so every so often I'll get an email or an Instagram thing from James Yeager, and he's always been very, very nice to me. So
cool.
Yeah. When you chop a tree down over there, surely it's dry and seasoned by the time it hits the ground. I guess it would depend on the tree. That BKP is probably
how long
dry.
It's been dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they cut them all down.
Doug Santaniello is wildly generous and says that maybe he'll pay for someone else to come to don't hold him to that. Yeah. We try to make we've actually let's talk about this. We've actually lowered the prices on almost every class across the board.
How did we do it?
Well, volume. No, because we got so many requests for special things, like, hey, I want these pickups, or I want this bridge, or I want these yada yadas. And so we thought, well, why don't we just make that be a deal where you provide the pickups and bridge and yada yadas, and we'll take money off the class to do that.
Yeah.
So you get to come out to the workshop. Your upfront cost is actually lower. You know what I mean?
And then you get to have the fun of sourcing parts, which can be very fun.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when you're doing it for somebody else.
No, it's not fun for me because I'm like, oh,
but
crap,
if you're
I gotta
sourcing them for yourself, yeah, whether you're a frugal buyer or a top end buyer, it's all very, very fun to do that stuff and figure out exactly what you want. And it sort of gets you a little bit pumped up for the class.
I think so too.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're signed up for the Mike Learn Paint Rockabilly Bow, all the parts and hardware for that are included, and it's top shelf.
Yeah,
like everything on it is wicked.
That made it
awesome.
Easier for us to just go, let's just get the good stuff.
Let's just get TV Jones pickups. Let's just get the original Sandcast Bigsby's. Let's just get Hipshot locking tuners. Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
You will never see that many Billy Bow, Jupiter Thunderbirds, whatever they're called, in one place ever again, unless you go to Billy Gibbons' guitar vault, I'm assuming.
Do you think he even has that many?
There'll be like a dozen of them here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe because he's got like they have like trucks that go. I don't know how that works. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they fly everywhere. So yeah, they probably have a couple tour.
He might have
rigs.
I bet you he has at least half a dozen, and he probably has some that are old that he doesn't take out or something. Maybe. But okay, nowhere else though are you going to see that. How many of them could Gretsch have possibly even made?
Well, yeah, unless there's you tour the Gretsch factory when they were getting made.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spike the Frugal Fixer has made me rest easy. He said, "Matt, I would not be here if anything you said bothered me. My don't worry. Crazy thing is, I discussed it. So thank you, Spike. I appreciate that. I say a lot of things that are I engage my mouth before engaging my brain a lot of times. Okay. And SS says that we all love Uncle Matt. That's me. That's my thing. Okay. So, Chris, what else is, we've got a few more minutes here.
A couple more minutes.
Yeah. So let's it's too late to deep dive into upgrading hardware, but let me ask you a very pointed hardware upgrading question.
Okay.
Is it worth it to upgrade your tuners, whatever you have, provided they're not Hipshot tuners, with Hipshot tuners?
Almost always.
I think so. I cannot imagine a scenario where upgrading to Hipshot tuners or where retrofitting Hipshot tuners would not be an upgrade. And they have that cool feature where you don't have to drill new holes in the guitar if you want to have Hipshot tuners.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's a really cool thing, you guys. So in that one very specific scenery now, if you have any guitar and you're like, I kind of feel like this guitar needs to be $75 more expensive, the best thing you can do, put new Hipshot tuners on it. They're awesome. And they come in like every color, and they have like all these different like screw off like tuner machine button things. So if you want like different shape, different color, different material, they got it. You want open gear,
screw off.
Yeah, you can, which is something I do good at all the time. I do good at it. Yeah.
Screw off.
Here again, it's my caveman with the pointy stick.
I take tuner button off.
You can get open gear, close back, locking, non-lock. Everything about them is cool.
They even have a set that will retrofit onto something with vintage.
They do. That's right.
Holes, which is pretty nifty.
You know what the neatest thing about Hipshot is they latched on to what we were doing before we even knew that it was cool. And they're like, yeah, well, we want to help you guys out. So we actually became Hipshot distributors. We don't get free stuff from Hipshot, but we did get a couple of free like shirts or something, didn't we? I don't know. We got.
Yeah, Josh sends me stuff.
Josh sends you stuff. He doesn't send me jack crap.
I tell him not to.
But the guys at Hipshot are so cool, and they support us in lots of ways, and we love, our Challenger guitar has a custom Hipshot bridge, which is a very cool thing.
Yep.
So anyway, I'd like to thank all of our Patreon supporters. I'd like to thank all of you guys, even if you're not Patreon supporters, for watching and hanging out with us. It's so much, it's fun and cool to hang out on Sundays.
Yep.
Even if we don't know what we're talking about. Even if we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
you said, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Guitars, I guess. What we did this week. I don't know.
Chris helps me out.
Yeah, I try and help out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also like to thank Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Bitterroot Guitars, John and Cheryl are very cool people. Steve over at Maximum Guitars, I've got to get back to him because I bet you what he sent me a text about is, hey, let's do another video. So that would be cool. And of course, the other people, Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts. And did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
Yes, I did. Dylan and Leslie McCurchie at Dylan Talks Tone.
Oh, yeah.
The very, very super cool people who will be out here there are still spots available. If you guys want to come out and wind pickups with Dylan. What do you think about that? Are you going to wind pickups or are you just going to wind?
No, I'm going to wind pickups.
Okay.
I'm going to wind. Anytime somebody's not winding, I will wind.
You're going to be winding?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
I will wind a pickup. Try and stop me from winding. We should also thank Chris and Dana from Odyssey Beer Works.
Thank you, Chris, for that.
Every day.
Yes.
We should thank them.
Because they are very, very cool. Thank you for getting me really too drunk to operate a motor vehicle so that I have to get, a taxi home. And they help us out a lot. They're very neat people.
We got a super chat.
Oh, we have a super chat here from Doug Centennial. Oh, look how nice Doug is. Mrs. Toast after dinner drinks. So he knows that it's Carrie Ann's birthday tomorrow. And yeah, she's got to get up. That might be why she's not here. She's got to get up early to have a Zoom call with Sweden.
With Sweden?
Yeah, because
computer?
Yes, because that's what
cool. That's
the what do they call it when the home office is somewhere? Home office is in Sweden. Thank you.
They call it the home office is in Sweden.
Yeah. So she's probably gonna have to get up like a half hour before she goes to bed to be at work.
Good idea.
Yeah.
If she was back east, that would have worked out better for her.
Real nice. Anyway, so guys, thanks for watching. It was great to hang out with you. It was great to hang out with you, Chris. I'm glad you got a chance to see my new hat.
Yeah, I am glad I got to see it in person. I saw photos of it. Didn't realize it was brown. It's brown.
Yeah. It's just a funny hat. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So guys, we'll be back later this week. We've got more videos and mad music and crazy comedy. That's from Dr. Demento. Chris is going to have a cool guitar to reveal. I don't know if it's going to be that one or maybe that one. But really?
No, I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. SS says Chris needs a hat and sent $5. Maybe we need to get you a new lid. Yeah. We got hats that will like bump into each other, where the brims will like bounce.
Look for a hat episode coming up soon.
All right, guys, have a great week. We look forward to every week here, and I hope that you look forward to your week at wherever you are, because life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you next time.